you know, it really is unfair to whoever he picks if it is an African-American woman, because people will from now on believe that they were not the most qualified candidate. And they may well have been, but now they're going to be tainted. And it's unfair.
That's Ben Carson proving you can be a brain surgeon and not have a brain. Ben Carson talking about how it's unfair to choose someone based on race when he himself was nominated to President Trump's cabinet, not as Surgeon General, which would make sense given his qualifications, but as head of housing and urban development because Trump is a television producer. And I don't know if you know this, in Hollywood, they don't say that Tyler Perry makes black movies. They say he makes urban movies. So this guy got chosen as housing and urban development because he's black. Just putting it out there, because this is Trump we're talking about.
We had a case where we had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what look at my African-American over here. Look at him.
He and countless others out there are saying that Biden's promise to nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court is unfair to black women. This is stupid for 1,000 reasons. First, whoever it is will be on the Supreme Court for life, so I think she'll cope. Also, this is Fox and a Republican trying to convince you that they have oppressed people's best interests at heart. They do not. They systemically abolish voting rights. We had one black president and they were like, never again. They go apoplectic when a black athlete takes a knee to tie his shoes.
We don't agree with what he said. He sat down for the national anthem.
That's disrespecting our country, and we don't like that.
The only person of color Fox News has ever fought for was the green M&M, and that was just so Tucker could f*** her. The advice they have for Biden is hilariously dumb.
I mean, the president could have selected an African-American woman without signaling that that was the reason he was selecting that person.
Did you catch that? It's not that Biden shouldn't pick a woman who's black. It's that he shouldn't have said that out loud. This line of argument is so embarrassing that it's already a very popular meme. They're literally saying, tell me you're picking a black woman without telling me you're picking a black woman. To be fair, that is kind of their MO at Fox News, the tokenism network. I mean, it's not like they introduce segments like this. Here to say bad things about black people is black person, Ben Carson. And after that, to say bad things about black women is black woman, Candace Owens. And tonight at 9, to say bad things about elitist people with weird penises is the world's most elitist person with the weirdest penis, you can just tell, Tucker Carlson. Guarantee you it looks like a compact disc or a compact. They also are like pretending that if Biden followed their advice, they would be totally nice to his nominee. My ass. You think that if Biden never mentioned race and then picked a black woman, that Fox would be like, she totally earned this. No way. Break, that's ridiculous. It'd be hilarious. I mean, look at Merrick Garland. He was nominated in a completely legitimate way and he got blocked. And then here's Ted Cruz talking about Merrick Garland like he gives a rip.
All right, how much does it suck to be Merrick Garland? He's literally got to sit here and be told at the outset he is ineligible.
You're out.
Because, sorry, wrong skin pigment and wrong Y chromosome.
No. Merrick Garland was nominated fairly, and he wasn't black. In fact, he's Jewish. So to right-wingers these days, that's better than being Santa Claus. And Ted's entire party shut down that nomination. And now Ted's being nice. But the most obvious and insidious argument they make is this.
It is an example how Democrats, and particularly the far left, everything is race, everything is that they will discriminate based on race, they will pigeonhole you, they don't care about the independent. The individual. This
is my favorite stupid right-wing argument, that calling out racism is racist. Biden is simply saying that depending on your data, somewhere between 7 and 12% of the US population is black women, yet in its history, 0% of its Supreme Court justices have been black women. If it's all the same, let's just fix that. And the right wing's like, no, 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 that's racist. Why? Well, because in your scenario, someone's racist. And that person who's being racist is part of a race, and you must hate that race. That's racist, huh? Neutralize that. Now we're in a Mexican standoff, and you know how Mexicans are. Oh, you want to call me racist? That's racist. It's right. To right-wingers, calling out racism is racist, and that is some 1984 shit. That is like saying war is peace. Ted, you melted ice cream cone dropped on the floor of a dog groomer's. Also, calling Biden's remarks racist only makes sense if you think black women are not qualified, and that they're somehow worse than every other person. Because when Biden says he wants to select a black woman, everyone who knows anything about politics knows there's like 50 different lists of Supreme Court justices. And on those lists are hundreds, if not thousands, of equally qualified people. And by qualified, all they mean is these nominees are going to help the president's party politically. And they're all interchangeable. So since there haven't been any black women on the court, what does it hurt to select a black woman? Now, let's fix it now. The only person who would have a problem with that is someone who thinks that the list of black women is worse than every other list. Period. Also, anyone else think it's super sus that Republicans make all these very convoluted arguments that go in unexpected directions, but the conclusion is always, let's not change anything. Like, this whole thing is like, we would love to have a black woman on the Supreme Court, but you said black woman along the way, so I'm sorry, you can't have one now. So back up the white dude truck. You got any other Kavanaughs in there? He likes beer, but I save the best for last. The one argument ending point to be made here is that Republicans are out there saying it is wrong to say that you're choosing a nominee based on their identity. And all these Republicans who like drink Reagan blood to stay alive are ignoring that their beloved leader once said this.
Now, I'm announcing today that one of the first Supreme Court vacancies in my administration will be filled by the most qualified woman I can possibly find. One who meets the high standards I will demand for all court appointments. It's time for a woman to sit among our highest jurists.
Was that unfair to Sandra Day O'Connor? I'm sure there were people who said that at the time, and those people fucking suck. They didn't mean it. They just didn't want a woman. So don't pretend to me that this is about anything other than fake outrage. And when it comes to race, let's be honest, Republicans never want to admit that anything is about race. Voting rights, the education system, the legacy of slavery, none of it. Nothing's about race to them. So when they say it isn't about race, just ignore them and keep fighting. That's it. 2 days a week. I do these 2 days a week. Is my butt crack out? No. No. It isn't. Look at that. Good for me.